Georgia and Washington were rocked by a political bombshell that few saw coming, sending shockwaves through both state and national politics. Marjorie Taylor Greene, the firebrand Republican congresswoman known for her outspoken views and headline-grabbing controversies, announced her resignation in a move that caught even seasoned political observers off guard. On November 21, 2025, Greene posted a 10-minute video on X, formerly known as Twitter, declaring she'd stepped down a full year before her term was set to end. Her resignation would take effect on January 5, 2026. The video quickly went viral, racking up millions of views within hours and dominating news cycles across the country. The news stunned both supporters and critics, who had grown used to her polarizing presence in Congress. Many were left speechless, unsure of what this meant for the future of her district and the broader political landscape. Greene's announcement, delivered directly to her followers online, left even her closest allies scrambling for answers. Political strategists and pundits immediately began speculating about her motives, with some suggesting personal reasons, and others hinting at behind-the-scenes party drama. She insisted her decision wasn't a political ploy, but a personal choice driven by deep disillusionment with Congress. In her video, Greene spoke candidly about her frustrations with what she described as a broken system, gridlock, and a lack of real progress on issues she cares about. For a politician known for never backing down from a fight, her sudden exit left her North Georgia district reeling. Residents expressed a mix of shock, disappointment, and concern about who would represent their interests moving forward. The timing, right after Thanksgiving and fresh off a decisive re-election, added to the shock. Many had expected Greene to serve out her term, especially after such a strong showing at the polls just weeks earlier. Her departure creates a power vacuum in a solidly Republican stronghold, setting up a fierce special election. Already, potential candidates are jockeying for position, and the race to fill her seat is expected to be one of the most closely watched in the state. Greene, a symbol of the MAGA movement and a lightning rod for controversy, is stepping down, leaving behind a legacy of confrontation, passionate supporters, and a host of unanswered questions about her next move. Her resignation signals a potential shift in the Republican Party's direction and in her own political future. As speculation swirls about whether she'll pursue another office or step away from politics entirely, one thing is clear: Marjorie Taylor Greene's exit marks the end of an era, and the beginning of a new chapter for Georgia and the nation. The seeds of Greene's resignation were sown days earlier, in a political climate already thick with tension and uncertainty. Rumors had begun to swirl in the halls of the Georgia state capitol, and whispers of a major announcement kept reporters on edge. The turning point came when she sat for a surprising CNN interview, a move that caught both her supporters and critics off guard. In a moment of rare vulnerability, Greene publicly apologized for her toxic rhetoric, expressing deep regret for fueling division. She cited the shocking assassination of Charlie Kirk as a wake-up call, admitting that her words had real-world consequences she could no longer ignore. Greene also revealed a dramatic and very public falling out with Donald Trump. The former president, once her staunch ally, attacked her online and vowed to back a primary challenger, signaling a complete rupture in their relationship. Disputes over the release of the Epstein files, combined with Greene's shifting tone and newfound willingness to apologize, fractured their alliance beyond repair. The political handshake that once symbolized unity now represented a bitter split. For the first time, Greene admitted that Trump's relentless attacks made her genuinely fear for her family's safety, an irony, considering her past dismissal of such threats when directed at others. The personal toll of political warfare had become impossible to ignore. This public feud left her isolated from the MAGA movement she once championed so fiercely. Former allies distanced themselves, and the crowds that once cheered her name now turned away in silence. Her resignation video, filmed in the quiet of her own home, became a final statement on a broken political system. It was shaped by personal regret, political fallout, and a sense that the cost of power had become too high to bear. Greene's exit marks a dramatic end to a chapter defined by conflict, transformation, and the sobering realization that even the most powerful alliances can unravel in the face of truth and consequence. Long before her resignation, Greene's world was shrinking. Her combative style left her friendless in Congress, alienating both Republicans and Democrats. Ejected from the House Freedom Caucus in 2023 after a public spat with Lauren Boebert, Greene lost her last major conservative allies. Viral clashes with colleagues and the media further cemented her reputation as a political outcast. Her break with Trump left her without her most powerful shield. The constant conflict that fueled her rise ultimately consumed her career. By the time she resigned, Greene stood alone, her political isolation complete. The warrior had run out of allies, and the battlefield was empty. Greene's resignation triggers a political scramble in North Georgia. Her exit opens the door for ambitious state and local politicians in one of the nation's reddest districts. Under Georgia law, Governor Brian Kemp must call a special election within 10 days of her resignation, likely setting up a mid-February vote. The short campaign window favors candidates with name recognition and existing networks. Several state legislators are expected to run, creating a cascade of special elections in Atlanta. For the first time in years, voters will choose a representative not named Marjorie Taylor Greene. The race will test whether the district wants another firebrand or a more traditional conservative. The race to replace Greene is already underway. On the Republican side, candidates like Star Black, Elvis Casely, Jeff Criswell, Uloma Ekpete, Christian Hurd, and GOP Chair Jim Tully have declared. Democrat Sean Harris, a retired Army Brigadier General, is running again, hoping to capitalize on a fractured GOP field. Independent Rob Rush Ruskowski aims to attract voters tired of partisan warfare. State Senator Colton Moore, a Trump-aligned provocateur, is seen as a potential top contender if he enters. Not all big names are running. Senator Ed Setzler has endorsed Tom Gray, a Cobb County pastor, instead. The decisions of Moore and other power players will shape the race. North Georgia's political future hangs in the balance. Greene's brief but turbulent career made her one of America's most polarizing politicians, drawing both fierce loyalty and intense criticism from across the political spectrum. Her unapologetic approach and willingness to challenge the status quo set her apart from many of her peers, ensuring she was rarely out of the headlines. Arriving in Washington in 2021 as a newly elected member of Congress, Greene wasted no time making her presence felt. She quickly courted controversy and challenged political norms, often using social media to amplify her views and rally her base. Her arrival signaled a new era of combative, attention-grabbing politics. Stripped of her committee assignments for promoting conspiracy theories and inflammatory rhetoric, Greene became a martyr to her supporters, who saw her as a victim of political persecution, and a pariah to others who viewed her as a dangerous influence in Congress. The move only seemed to strengthen her resolve and her following. Her confrontational style led to viral clashes with colleagues and bipartisan outrage, including a rare public apology after she compared COVID mandates to the Holocaust, a statement that drew widespread condemnation. Despite the backlash, Greene continued to double down on her positions, rarely backing away from controversy. When Republicans regained the House in 2023, Greene was reinstated to key committees, regaining influence and a platform to push her agenda. Her return to the spotlight was met with both celebration from her supporters and renewed concern from her critics, who worried about her impact on the legislative process. Yet her combative nature persisted, fueling public feuds with both Democrats and fellow Republicans, and deepening her isolation within Congress. Greene's willingness to speak out, even against her own party, often left her standing alone, but also solidified her reputation as a political firebrand. Her rise and fall were marked by relentless conflict, both her weapon and her undoing. Greene's confrontations became a defining feature of her time in office, shaping her public image and influencing the national conversation. Greene's legacy is one of disruption, controversy, and division. She leaves behind a deeply divided Congress and a nation still grappling with the impact of her rhetoric and actions. Her resignation closes a chapter on one of Congress's most contentious figures, but the debates she ignited are likely to echo for years to come. Greene's resignation ends a tumultuous era in Georgia politics. Her exit leaves a void and raises questions about the district's and the GOP's future identity. The special election will test whether her brand of politics has lasting appeal, or if voters want a change in tone. Nationally, her departure removes a key voice for the far right and a master of media attention. the GOP must now grapple with its direction in a post-Trump landscape. Greene's story is a cautionary tale about the costs of constant conflict. Her rise and fall reflect the deep divisions in American politics. For now, her decision has fundamentally altered the conversation in Georgia and beyond.